Yes, now? Grams got the remaining marks? No. Which subject did you get? Only stats and you know the subject? English? Gujarati community. I'm not interested in that. Now, yes? Look at section C, page 210. Now, please maintain silence because as such you will be leaving late the chapter I want to finish today. So, if you don't talk much and don't waste much time, maybe we can complete it on time. Page 210, section C, question 10. 9 was the last one we had done. Look at question 10. If a frequency distribution has skewness means SK, who is talking still in between? Minus 6.6 and quartile deviation 22. Find J. Raise your hand. What is the formula of quartile deviation? Pramati? Yes, Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. So, write down. QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. So, in QD we will put 22. Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. Now 2 on the other side will get multiplied. So Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 24. Sorry, 44. Did everyone understand this? Now, what are we asked to find? Coefficient of skewness. Around J is equal to Q3 plus Q1 minus 2M upon Q3 minus Q1. Raise your hand. What can we write in the numerator? Raise your hand. Bhavya? 44 is the numerator. That is the denominator. I am asking what can be written in the numerator. Bhavsa? Directly skewness minus 6.6. What is skewness formula? Q3 plus Q1 minus 2M. So that is skewness itself. Means minus 6.6. Did you understand this? Divide by what is Q3 minus Q1 we obtained? 44. Minus 0.15. Did everyone understand this question? Anyone having any doubt in it? Question 11. A skewed frequency distribution has mean equals to 40, mode equals to 46, Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 76, Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 20. Find Bowley's coefficient of skewness. To find Bowley's coefficient of skewness, what is missing? M. Q3 plus Q1 we have, Q3 minus Q1 we have. What is missing? M. Raise your hand. How can you find M? Anyone else? Navdeep? Yes, using mode's empirical formula 3M minus 2x bar. Mode is equal to 3M minus 2x bar. What will we take the value of mode on the left side? 46 is equal to 3m minus 2 into what we take x bar? 40. So 46 is equal to 3m minus 2 into 40 is 80. Now minus 80 on the left side will become plus. Okay, minus 80 left side plus 126 is equal to 3m. 3 on the left side will get divided. So m is equal to 126 divided by 3, 42. Now can we apply the formula of J or not? Median is also obtained. So therefore J is equal to Q3 plus Q1 minus 2m upon Q3 minus Q1. What will be directly taken? Q3 plus Q1? 76. Q3 plus Q1 minus 2 into m we have obtained 42. And again what can we take directly in Q3 minus Q1? 20. So 76 minus 84 upon 20 minus 8 upon 20 minus 0.25, sorry 0.4. Did you understand this, everyone? Anyone who did not understand this question 11? Raise your hand who is still solving it. Now look at question 12. The coefficient of skewness obtained by Paulli's method is not more reliable than coefficient by Karl Pearson's method. Now, if you remember earlier also I told you that more accurate is Karl Pearson's. But only when open-ended classes are given we use Paulli's. The reason why Karl Pearson's is more accurate, understand this. Harmeet, Paulli's uses quartile and median. If you see a number line, this is median, this is quartile, means it covers only this part of the distribution. Okay, each part is 25%, but quartiles and median covers only middle 50%. It does not include the first 25% and last 25%. So Paulli's skewness and coefficient is based on only middle 50% of observations, whereas Karl Pearson's uses mean and median and mode and standard deviation, and mean and standard deviation is based on all the observations. Calculation of mean and standard deviation is based on all the observations. That's why it is more accurate. So main reason is Paulli's coefficient of skewness is based on central 50% of observations, and Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness is based on all the observations. So Karl Pearson's is more accurate than Paulli's. Once again, Paulli's coefficient of skewness is based on central 50% of observations. Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness is based on all the observations, because it uses, how come all observations? Because it uses mean and standard deviation. Okay, so it is more accurate than Paulli's. Got it, everyone? Mark it as page 204. But now you can explain in your own language also in the exams. And if you look at page 204, can you see comparison of the two methods table? 5.5. Do you see that? Third paragraph, complete, you'll explain. Complete third paragraph, you'll underline it for this question 12. The value of coefficient of skewness obtained by Karl Pearson's method is more reliable than Paulli's method as coefficient of skewness obtained by Bowley's method is based on quartiles. Now quartiles are found using only central 50% observations of the data. Mean and standard deviation are used for coefficient of skewness by Tal-Pearson's method, and these measures are based on all the observations. Any doubts with this? Come back to section C, question 13. Be attentive. The three quartiles of the frequency distribution are 76, 98, but yesterday also I told you, which one will be Q1's value here? 40. Let on Q1 40, lowest one. Then Q2 76, that is also the median. And Q3 98. Find J and state the type of skewness. Direct formula is applied. All the information is given, direct formula is to be applied. So J is equal to Q3 plus Q1 minus 2m upon Q3 minus Q1. Okay? Q3 is 98 plus Q1 is 40 minus 2 into m is 76 upon Q3 98 minus Q1 40. 138 minus 152 upon 58 minus 14 upon 58 minus 0.24. So what will you write about the type of skewness? Thus the skewness is negative. Thus the skewness is negative. Any confusions?
No.
Very good. Raise your hand who is still solving the 13th. Now look at 14th question. The coefficient of skewness of a distribution is 0.85. Let us J is equal to 0.85. If its mean, this we had done yesterday also, raise your hand. If its mean is 3.4 more than its mode, how will we write it in symbols? If mean is 3.4 more than its mode. Rohit?
3 into 3.4.
No. Heman? Correct. Mean is 3.4 more than the mode, means the difference between mean and mode is 3.4. Yesterday also we did this language. Question number 8. The mean of a distribution exceeds its mean by, what do you mean by exceeds? More. Yesterday also it was the same language. I told you it's x bar minus n. Now here mean is 3.4 more than the mode, means x bar minus mode is 3.4. Did everyone understand this? Now find its variance. What is variance? Variance means S square, standard deviation square. First we will need S. So applying the formula of J, first we will find S. Now J is equal to x bar minus mo upon S. So 0.85 in J on the left side will take 0.85. What will it take? X bar minus mo 3.4 upon S. S will come on the left side. 0.85 will come on the right side. Okay? So S is equal to 3.4 divided by 0.85. What does that come to? 4. And we are asked variance. You'll say variance is equal to S square is equal to 16. 4 square, that is 16. Did you understand this? Now question 15. Anyone still solving 14? Raise your hand. All have completed? In a frequency distribution, if a frequency distribution has x bar plus mo equals to 82, and x bar is 44 and s is 12, they say find coefficient of skewness. Now x bar is available, s is available. Find coefficient of skewness. What else do we need? Mode. How will you find mode? Putting the value of 44 in x bar, we can get mode. And x bar plus mode is 82. So 44 plus mode is 82. Now 44 on the right side will become minus. Yes, silence. So mode will be equal to 38. Did you understand this? Now can we apply the formula of J or not? Therefore J is equal to x bar minus mo upon s. X bar 44 minus mode we obtained 38 upon s is given as 12. 6 upon 12 0.5. Did everyone understand this? Now same page, section D. Question 1, 2. Explain the Bowley's and Karl-Pearson's method, means you just have to write the formulas. Okay. Question 3, we have been doing in all the questions, so you can tell me right now itself. State the circumstances in which Karl-Pearson's formula 3 into x bar minus m upon s is used to find coefficient of skewness. First circumstance, class lengths are unequal. Second, highest frequency occurs twice or more. Third, highest frequency occurs in the beginning or at the end. And fourth, when it is mixed type distribution. Okay, so you just mentioned over there when mode is ill-defined. When mode is ill-defined, and then 4 situations you remember. So write down in bracket 4 circumstances. Next, look at question 4. Write down notebook. Differentiate between positive and negative skewness with details using a diagram. I made you write in the notebook. Positive and negative, same thing you write. Like in positive, mean is more than median is more than mode. In negative, mean is less than median is less than mode. That is the first difference. Positive Q3 minus M more than M minus Q1. Negative Q3 minus M less than M minus Q1. That is the second difference. Third difference, the curve is pulled towards the right tail and here towards the left. And fourth difference, draw the diagrams. Okay, so in the notebook all is available. Now question number 5. Be attentive. Which of the following populations is aligned closer to symmetry? Closer to symmetry means the value of J should be near to 0 or 1? 0. What we will do is, okay, be attentive. You can write that point in the summary. If your modulus J, modulus means positive, ignore the negative. If your modulus J of any group is lower, then it is closer to symmetry. Okay? Near to symmetry. And if your modulus J of any group is higher, means that distribution is more skewed. This is how you will make the decision. How will you make the decision? If the value of modulus J of any group is lower, that is closer to symmetry, and the group for which modulus J is higher is skewed. Okay, this we can write in the summary. Now here population A and B. I'm doing the calculations of A on the board, then B also on the board. Get it? Different formulas than otherwise I would have given you. X bar is 56. Mode is 60. S is 24. Whereas for group B, X bar is 56. Then not mode, it is median 60 and S 30. Now we have to find which is closer to symmetry. So first we'll find J for both. Did you all write up till here? Now here what formula of J we will use for A? X bar minus mo upon S. 56 minus 60 upon 24 minus 4 upon 24 minus 0.17 minus 0.16666, so minus 0.17. Any doubts with this?
No.
Completed this? But for group B, what formula we will use? 3 into X bar minus M upon X. 3 into 56 minus 60 upon 30. 3 into minus 4, that is minus 12 upon 30 minus 0.4. And MCQ also we did this kind of questions, and I told you, before you take any decision, what should you do? No, even before negative. Both the decimal places equal. First make the decimal places equal. 1/7 is how many two decimal places? 2. But 1. How will you make it equal? 0. Now tell me, the question is asked for symmetry or skewed. So you have to see whose modulus J is lower. Ignore the negative sign. 17 is lower or 40 is lower? So this is closer to symmetry. And if you were asked which one is more skewed, then this one is higher, B is more skewed. Understood that? Ignore the negative sign. So below that write down. Thus distribution A is closer to symmetry because its modulus J is lower. Because its modulus J is lower. Got it, everyone? Now look at question 6. Now here, A, I, 2 and B you try on your own. Okay. Find coefficient from the following data using an appropriate method and determine which population is more skewed. Now you are asked more skewed, so you will see whose modulus J is higher. Okay, and determine which population is more skewed among A and B. First I am doing it for A on the board, then B you try on your own. 4Q1 is equal to 3Q2 is equal to 2Q3 is equal to 144. Raise your hand. How can you find Q1? Jan?
4Q1 is equal to 144.
Yes, first, all these three, see here on the board, all these three are equal to, first we equate 4Q1 with 144, so we can find Q1. Head on 4Q1 is equal to 144. So what will be Q1 if you bring 4 on the other side? Divide by 4, 36. Got it, everyone? Then same manner, Yash, how can you find Q2? Same way, how can we find Q2?
144 divided by
Correct. 3Q2 is equal to
48.
144. Now we will equate 3Q2 with 144. So bringing 3 on the other side, 144 divided by 3, 48. Same way, 2Q3 equals to 144. So Q3 will be 144 divided by 2, that is 72. Now Q1, Q2, what is Q2? M. Now we can apply the formula of J or not? So J is equal to Q3 plus Q1 minus 2M upon Q3 minus Q1. Okay? What is Q3 we obtained? Plus Q1 minus 2 into M, 48. Upon Q3, 72 minus Q1, 36. 72 plus 36, 108. 2 into 48, 96. 72 minus 36, 36. So 12 upon 36, 0.33. Do it for B on your own, the values are directly given. Direct formula is to be applied. What did you get? J for B? Silence 0.39. Anyone who wants me to show it on the board? Direct formula is to use the values are given. Silence! Now you are asked which one is more skewed. So you can see whichever modulus J is higher. 0.33 is higher or 0.39? 0.39. So right on below that does. Distribution B is more skewed because its modulus J is more. Now look at question 7. Third quartile is at a distance of 12.8 from the median and in a frequency distribution, and we're speaking in between, and its first quartile is at a distance of 11.2 from median. Raise your hand. What is 12.8 and what is 11.2? Okay? Correct. Be attentive, everyone. You are given that third quartile is at a distance of 12.8 from the median, means this distance is 12.8, the distance between third quartile and median. Same with this distance, median and first quartile, it is how much? 11.2. So can I say Q3 minus M is 12.8 and M minus Q1 is 11.2? Ready now? Any confusions with this? We have to find skewness also and its coefficient also. Here will we use first formula or second formula? First formula. Did everyone write this? Now, first formula, be attentive. First we have to find skewness. Q3 minus M minus M minus Q1. Okay, yesterday also we did this formula for the chocolate sum. Q3 minus M minus Q1. Q3 minus M 12.8 minus M minus Q1 11.2. So 1.6. Now J is equal to Q3 minus M minus Q1 upon Q3 minus M plus M minus Q1. Numerator we can directly take 1.6 because what is this? 1.6 Q3 minus M minus Q1. Divide by 12.8 Q3 minus M plus M minus Q1 11.2. So 1.6 divided by 24 0.07. Do you all get this? So all are clear with this question? Now look at question 8. Yes, question number 8. If coefficient of variation is 25% CV, x bar is equal to 32 and mode is equal to 32.2 for the set of data, then find its coefficient of skewness. Now, for coefficient of skewness, x bar minus mode upon s, what is missing? S. What is the formula of CV? S upon x bar into 100. So first we'll find S using the formula of CV. CV is equal to S upon x bar into 100. In CV on the left side we'll take 25 is equal to S upon x bar on the right side, 32 in the denominator into 100. Now 32 on the other side will get multiplied and 100 on the other side will get divided. What does it come to 8? Now can we find J or not? X bar minus mho upon S. 32 minus Rima and Bhavya we added mode is 32.2 upon standard deviation is 8 minus 0.2 upon 8 minus 0.025. Did everyone understand this? Now look at 9th question. Find the coefficient of skewness from the following data. N is equal to 20. I said maintain silence. Why are you continuously talking in between? And who is that? Sigma x is 640. Sigma x square 20,800. Median 32.2. Now, how we will find coefficient of skewness? Which one? Yes, first we'll find x bar and s by applying their respective formulas. Like x bar is equal to sigma x upon n. Sigma x 640 upon n 20, 32. Same way s square root of sigma x square upon n minus sigma x upon n whole square. So square root of sigma x square is 20,800 upon n 20 minus sigma x 640 upon n 20 whole square. So square root of 1040 minus 32 whole square. Square root of 1040 minus 1024. Square root of 16, that is 4. Understood this, everyone? 20,800 divided by 20 is 1040. 640 divided by 20 is 32. 32 square is 1024. Okay, now S is obtained. So can we find out J or not? J is equal to, median is given, so we'll use it. Which formula? 3 into x bar minus m upon S. That is 3 into 32 minus 32.2 upon S means 4. 3 into minus 0.2 upon 4. Minus 0.15. Three into minus 0.2 minus 0.6 divided by 4 is minus 0.15. Did everyone understand this? Any doubts so far? Shall I take up the 10th question? Carl Pearson's coefficient of skewness for a data set is minus 0.6. Set of J equals to minus 0.6. If mean is 30, X bar is 30, S is 10. Sorry, X bar is 60 and S is 10. Find the median and mode for the data. First of all, by applying any of the formulas, you can get one thing. If you apply X bar minus mo upon S, then you can get more. And if you apply 3 into X bar minus M upon S, you can get median. Let us apply the simple formula. X bar minus mo upon S. Now what will we put in J? Minus 0.6. X bar 60 minus mo we have to find upon S 10. Now 10 on the other side will get multiplied. So minus 0.6 into 10 minus 6. 60 minus mo. Minus mo on the left side will become plus. Minus 6 on the right side will also become plus. So mo is 66. This is one thing asked in the question. Now instead of using so lengthy formula to find median, you can use the empirical formula of mode to find median. Means mode is equal to 3m minus 2x bar. In mode on the left side will take 66. 3m median we have to find. Minus 2 into x bar we will take 60. So 66 equals to 3m minus 120. Minus 120 on the left side will become plus. So 3m is 186. Now 3 on the right side will get divided. So median is equal to 60. Okay, median and mode was asked. Did everyone understand this question? Yes. Any confusions? Now 11th. Carl Pearson's skewness for a frequency distribution is 8. Skewness means Sk is equal to 8. And coefficient of skewness means J is equal to 2 by 3. If mean is 64, X bar is 64. They say find median and coefficient of variation. First of all, median we can find directly by applying skewness formula. What is the formula of skewness will apply to find median? 3 into X bar minus M. So we can get median from this formula. What will we write in place of Sk? 8. 3 into X bar 64 minus median. Okay, 3 on the left side will get divided. What is it divided by 3?
2.67.
Minus M on the left side will become plus. 2.67 on the right side will become minus. So 61.33. Your median is asked, that is okay. Now, what else is asked? Coefficient of variation. For that we require S. First we apply the formula of J and find S. J is equal to 3 into X bar minus M upon S. what can I directly write in place of 3 into x bar minus m? 3 into x bar minus m is 8. 3 into x bar minus m is sk. So in the numerator I can directly write 8 in place of j, 2 by 3 and upon s. So can you find out s or not? Did you understand this? 2 into s is equal to 8 into 3, 24. Okay, both gets multiplied. So s is 24 divided by 2, that is 12. Now once s is obtained, can we find CV or not? So CV is equal to s upon x bar into 100. S is 12 upon x bar is 64 into 100. Upon 64 into 100, 18.75%. Did everyone understand this? 12. Find the coefficient of skewness for a frequency distribution with Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 1.5 m. Mark this as important question. And 3 into Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 2m. It's a tricky question, like we had yesterday also. Now today I don't have time for giving the chocolate. Q3 minus Q1, if you bring 3 on the right side, it will get divided. So can I say 2m upon 3? Okay, now we will apply the formula of J directly. Q3 plus Q1 minus 2m upon Q3 minus Q1. Did you all write up there here? Now, in place of Q3 plus Q1, can I take 1.5 m?
Yes.
Okay. So, in place of Q3 plus Q1, 1.5 m minus 2m. Same way, in place of Q3 minus Q1, what can we take? 2m by 3. Q3 minus Q1 is 2m by 3. Now, 1.5 m minus m, 0.5 minus 0.5 m. And can I say divide by 2m by 3 means multiplied by 3m upon 2? Sorry, multiplied by 3 upon 2m. Divide by 2m upon 3 means multiplied by the reciprocal 3 upon 2m. So m gets cancelled. Now minus 0.5 into 3 upon 2 minus 0.75. Minus 0.5 into 3 divided by 2 minus 0.75. Did you understand this?
Yes.
Question 13. Who told you it's the last question? Have patience. Silence, you're wasting time. Question 13. If frequency distribution has 4x bar is equal to 6 mode is equal to 144 and also S is 64. Remaining information don't write it right now. Can you see at the end? You are asked Karl Pearson's and Pauli's both. First of all, simplifying this, we find Karl Pearson's. Now here again, can I say 4x bar is 144? So x bar will be equal to 144 divided by 4, 36. Same way now I can say 6 mod is 144. So mod will be equal to 144 divided by 6, 24. Now can we find Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness or not? So Karl Pearson's J is equal to x bar minus mod upon S. X bar is 36 minus mod is 24 upon S is 64. 12 upon 64, 0.19. Got it, everyone? Same way Bowley's is also asked. Now the other information. Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 6 into Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 60. So can I say Q3 plus Q1 is directly 60?
Yes.
Also 6 into Q3 minus Q1 is 60. If you bring 6 on the right side, then Q3 minus Q1 is 60 divided by 6, 10. Any doubts with this? Now tell me to apply Bowley's method. What is still missing? Median. How can we find median? Applying mod is equal to 3m minus 2x bar. Okay, mod is equal to 3m minus 2x bar. What will I take in place of mod? 24. 3m median is what we need. Minus 2 into x bar is obtained as 36. So 24 is equal to 3m minus 72. Minus 72 on the left side becomes plus. So 3m is 96 and 3 on the right side will get divided. So median is equal to 30. Now we can apply Bowley's formula.
Yes.
So J is equal to Q3 plus Q1 minus 2m upon Q3 minus Q1. What can we take directly in place of Q3 plus Q1? 60. Okay. Minus 2 into m, 32. Upon Q3 minus Q1, 10. So 60 minus 64 divided by 10 minus 4 divided by 10 minus 0.4. Did you understand this question?
Yes.
Shall I erase it? For this second. Now listen everyone. Silence. Section E. Question 6 is directly your homework. I am discussing that. See that? Various measures for the frequency distributions of monthly salaries of two production firms are as follows. Compare the firms using coefficient of skewness by Bowley's and Karl Pearson's, but direct formula is to be used. Like mean is given, median is given, Q1 is given, Q3 is given, and S is given. So directly for firm A, you will use Bowley's formula 3 into x bar minus m upon S and perform D also. Then you'll use Pauli's formula Q3 plus Q1 minus 2m upon Q3 minus Q. And then you'll compare which group has more skewness. But everyone, modulus J is more. So this will be directly your homework. And the last question of the chapter, question 9. Look at question 9, mark it important. For a frequency distribution of a set of data, let us n is equal to 200, sigma f x minus 240 equals to 0. Now tell me, what does this indicate? We have studied one property of mean in chapter 3. When would you get this 0? In chapter 3 we studied one property of x bar. When would this come to 0? We studied a property sigma x minus x bar is always 0. Sum of deviation of all observations from arithmetic mean is always 0. If this is coming to 0 means this is x bar. This is given as equal to 0 means x bar is 240. Okay, in chapter 3 we studied this property. All of your faces are like, we studied them in childhood. Junior, senior KG. 2-3 months ago only we studied that. Sigma x minus x bar is always 0. Okay, silence now. So if this is given as 0, means what is this 240? It is x bar. Write it down first. Now can I say sigma f x minus 240 whole square 11250 is nothing but sigma f x minus x bar whole square, and median is given 246. Here we are asked to find coefficient of skewness and then state the type of skewness. Now coefficient of skewness, the formula is x bar 3 into x bar minus m upon s. X bar is available, m is available. What do we have to find? S. Using this information, applying the first formula of standard deviation, we will find S. That is square root of sigma f x minus x bar whole square upon n. First formula of S. I made you write 3 formulas of S in each category and group, discrete and continuous, total 9. This was the first one. So square root of, what is sigma f x minus x bar whole square directly given? 11250 upon n 200. What is 11250 divided by 200? Yes? 56.25. So 7.5. Now we can find J. 3 into x bar minus m upon s. So 3 into x bar 240 minus m 246 upon s 7.5. 3 into minus 6 upon 7.5. To that minus 18 upon 7.5. Minus 2.4. This is coefficient of skewness, so it is negative, you write. Okay, thus skewness is negative. Now your homework. First of all CWs to be repeated in homework. Okay, and note down illustrations. Illustration 8 TO2 11. Illustration 8 to 11 and how much did you get in statistics in school exams? You all are speaking as of all of your Carl Pearsons and Bowleys. Note down the illustrations. One more noise. Every question I'll make it 2 times. Illustrations 15. Illustrations 15 to 18. Okay, plus all class works to be repeated. One more thing. This Saturday, you have the test.